This is gonna be a cool, chill, on the go recording, and it's gonna take up the whole 15. So buckle up, because one story literally just hit the waves. I want to say probably in the last 24 hours. Actually, both of these stories hit the last 24 hours. So, like I said, buckle up, man. This gonna be insane. So, first and foremost, happy Wednesday. Hope you all are doing amazing. Hope you all are living your best life and fulfilling your purpose. So, got that all out of the way. Now to the fun stuff. So, if you've been under a rock, and I will talk about this more in depth on my podcast, probably this week. But this story is Apple did their keynote. Now, the funny thing was, the start of the keynote, I had a team meeting. So I missed the main gist of the keynote. So someone had texted me asking me if I had watched it. And I was honest. I said, nah, didn't see it, know nothing about it, and on my own thing. Well, by the time I got to watching it, of all the things that started, it was the Apple, um, the iPhone, and it was the Pro, of course. I don't think anyone really understands personally how much I am somewhat pro Apple, but predominantly non-pro pricing. And here's what I mean by that. I don't care if you have an Android. I don't care if you have an iPhone. I don't. What I do care about is when financing gets involved. And when I say that, I mean it as, okay, you own this device. So you're leasing this device. In 2 years, like any device, it's going to depreciate. And the truth is, when a device depreciates, your biggest X factor or biggest concern is looking at getting a new device. So right now, I have the 12 Pro. I've had the 12 Pro now for, I want to say, over 2 years. I just kind of did an impromptu, like, let me see how much I can get back if I turn this device in. And lo and behold, I'll get $350. Now, that was from Apple. Don't know what T-Mobile will do. I can check that as I feel fit. But let me tell you, the titanium, the titanium phone is an interesting bit because price goes into internal hardware that most users will never notice or never look to utilize. And you see it because, to my point earlier, the device has a lighter, it's a lighter um, hard shell or a lighter external casing. Titanium is supposed to be lighter than the other iPhone, than the glass. So if it's supposed to be lighter, why does it cost them more? That's my first tangent. Second tangent is, and this is me just knowing how people are with phones, not even just an iPhone. We need to get rid of the 128 gig. I don't care who you are. You can argue me up and down about this, but I really don't think a person can manage to push through with a 128 gig iPhone. Even with the minimal, even if you have minimal applications, even if you don't do a lot of videos or photos, 128 ain't it. That's my that's my spiel. That's my take. Again, could be 5,000% wrong, but that's my observation. I'm just not seeing the wow factor yet for the phone, and it something has to. The consumer has to be compelled to consume the product. Case in point, two of my friends both switched to Android. I think they thought I was gonna have like this microaggressive reaction about it, when in reality, it's like you got to do what works for you. You got to do what works for your routine. Um, I don't have like this. You got to be iPhone. You got to be Android. You got to have a device. I know folks now with iPhones and can't make phone calls or can only talk to people with iPhones. So that's not really the biggest uproar in my observation. So that's a couple of elements to address. Also, they're finally ditching the Lightning port and going to USB-C. As someone said it was perfectly versed. This still does not handle the e-waste that Apple always runs into. Apple has had a dilemma with e-waste for Lord knows how many years. And now it's coming to the forefront once again. So that topic is on the table. Um, I think USB-C, unpopular opinion, I think USB-C charges quite faster. The $1 million element, which might sound dumb, but is actually something that no one really considers, is when you purchase an item, what comes in the box. Literally, what comes in the box. So back in the beginning of 2022, I bought the iPad Pro. And the iPad Pro, because it's an iPad, they can't have you use it without getting a at least getting the cable and getting the power brick, because it's pretty much a waste of money. So they have those items included. You get the iPad, you get your manual, you may get stickers, you may not. You get the cable, and you get the 20-watt proprietary Apple brick. With most iPhones, especially the new ones that will be coming out, you will get the phone and you will get the cable. That's it. You may get the little piece to switch your SIM cards, but even that's not like a guaranteed promise, because most people who get their phone do their transfers in the store. So as I told my friend yesterday, I'll say this about it and we'll move on to the next topic. The phone, both the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 Pro, both models were whelming. They were not overwhelming. They were not underwhelming. They were whelming. They looked like phones. A lot of people are compelled to do the 15 because you have more colorways. Again, that's cool. It's not a pressing. It's not a pressing or a swaying feature. And a lot of leaked videos, they initially showed that there was a 13. I mean, there was a red coming. We're not seeing red. I was kind of upset about that. Not gonna lie to you. But as the world of tech goes, it is what it is. As a consumer, it is what it is. You have no control over what or how a product is made. All you have control of is purchasing the product and keeping it moving. Lord, this walked longer than I thought. Now the other story, which I'm gonna get in less than 15 minutes or less than 4 minutes. A lot of users on 2K are getting banned. NBA 2K. So if you haven't heard, 2K24 been on the scene for about a week. Folks have been boosting players. Folks have been quitting lobbies or allegedly quitting lobbies. And 2K is like, hey, we banning folks. And they've banned folks for over 2,000 years, which in my opinion might be the craziest thing I've ever seen. And the reason I say that is because it's not something we hear or know 2K for doing. But my one-off question, but an important question is a lot of influencers, a lot of content creators legitimately rely, like legit rely on 2K for their content. Where does this put them? Because if you're only a 2K streamer, you don't, you've, you've lost your source of income. If you can play FIFA, if you can play Madden, if you can, when it's still a thing, Fortnite, if you can hop into those games, you might be good. But 2K, a lot of videos have surfaced of people having their accounts shut down literally until I think they said November 24th, 47 something. Now the question becomes, does this affect their, are they not allowed to play on 2K ever again? Or is it just for this particular 2K itself? That's something that's popped up in my thoughts as well. And an added bonus, can you just make a new PS5 profile or Xbox profile and play on that profile? Or do they track it back to your IP address? There's a lot of, I wouldn't even say loopholes, but there's a lot that's not, that folks are going to find workarounds to this. I guarantee it. But in the meantime, it's still a little concerning, a little alarming. So those are the two topics I have for today, as I'm almost about to pass out. And I hope y'all have an amazing day.